And we're live. That intro video brought to you by Taladar, the awesome human being who created a video from the Super Commoner logo. Alright. So, guys, we had to stop in the middle of combat last time for the dramatic conclusion. Well, I guess we'll find out if it's the conclusion or not, but
this is the one where we all
the
die.
Dramatic development of Twitch is telling me my stream bitrate is too high. Well, that's never happened before. Weird. Okay. Not gonna worry about that right now. This dungeon crawl has been very dramatic. There have been many ups and downs. There have been traps and treasures and horrors and triumphs, and two of you got lost for a while. And Bella's now wearing this mithril breastplate. There were letters and books discovered that not all of you know about yet. There was lore and puzzles, and now you have finally come face to face. Face to chain-covered mug with Chaikar Hachette, known as the Nightmare, a serial killer that has been locked down here for decades, and they, in fact, after they locked him up here, had to abandon the prison. So you've been adventuring through this abandoned prison in order to reach this lair, which is full of chains, and have discovered his strange abilities in regards to chains and causing them to grow spines and blades and lash out and grab you, and it's been nasty and it's been bloody. Any major things I should mention? Let's see. We were I believe we had just finished Bella's turn. And
I think so.
yeah, we had just finished Bella's turn, because we ended at the top of a round, and it's going to be Akiri's turn now. Whoops. Yeah, there we go. Akiri, our Aarakocra cleric, actually was downed at one point during this fight, and so was prone and wrapped up in chains. I think you might still be prone, actually. Because I think you were just healed by...
Yeah, and just got back up.
Fairly, or relatively new member to the party, Typha. The kobold druid. So yes, so Akiri, you are actually wrapped up in chains and down on the ground, but you are now healed and awake.
Alrighty.
So the first thing that's going to happen is you're going to take damage. Because the chains that have you wrapped up with blades and spines are going to squeeze you.
Wait, so do I take damage on my turn or on their turn?
I'll double check. I believe you take damage at the start of your own turn. I believe that's how it has worked. One second. I'll double check that though. Yup, at the start of your turn.
Damn it. Alrighty.
So you take 7 piercing damage.
Oof. Okay. Well, that was fun. At least I didn't get taken out completely. Alright, I'm going to cast, and Kiri's going to cast for my last 3rd level spell, Mass Healing Word, on myself, Bref, Mavra, and Typha and Frasher. How are you guys looking?
I have taken a couple of hits. Hang on.
Pressure's totally fine.
So I'll include
I'm
myself,
down
Typha.
16.
Yeah, so I'll include myself, Typha, Bref, and Mavra in Mass Healing Word. It's 60 feet, so we're fine.
Those cleric heals. Oh boy.
Everyone takes 7 points!
You just negated the chain damage.
Yeah. Alright, and then... Let me double check something real quick. Cool, that's a bonus action, which means I'm going to use my action to try to break out of the chains.
Very nice. Go ahead and make a strength check, and I'll roll against you.
Oh no.
You can use your acrobatics. This is.
Oh, thank goodness.
You can make a dex check instead.
Dex? Yes, please.
You can use acrobatics or athletics.
I'm using acrobatics.
Oh, I very nearly got a nat 20, but it looks like I got... Very nice. You got a 23.
Yep.
Excellent. Well, so Akiri, having spoken a word that caused healing magic, the power of Zhuork, to well up within all of you as though you had taken a draught of life's elixir. Then she wriggles and squirms and slips her elbow free, and then it's one more twist, and the chains kind of collapse on thin air as she shoots from them. So you are still prone. I guess you can use half your movement to stand up.
Yeah, I'm gonna use half my movement to stand up. And I imagine that, like, the word was just going, ow! And it, like, spontaneously happened.
That was the magic word, was ow.
Yeah, just ow.
Okay.
And then she is going to... She's only got, like, 2 squares of movement left. She's going to move there. Alright, that's the end of my turn. I'm done.
Cool. Okay. Very effective turn, really. Nice. Alright, so that is it for Akiri's turn.
Oh, and add Draco to the count of people who don't have AC and health.
Okay.
Or HP bars.
More screaming that isn't from you guys. A scream you've heard before. As a skinned skeleton with chunks of meat hanging off of it comes running around the corner, trampling its fellows.
I was wondering where we were going to find the third one.
And crashes into Draco.
Oh, yay!
Does it get an effect from Bella as soon as it enters the area?
Yes. Beginning of its turn, or if it enters. Spirit Guardians is dope.
Actually,
yeah.
it might not be in range.
Let me see.
Yeah. Okay, it's not actually in range, so we don't actually have to know.
All right, cool.
It's right at the edge of the range. Yes, it will swipe at Draco twice with its bloody claws. And remember, its phalanges are kind of added to and extended with extra finger bones grafted on. Draco's AC is
15 with mage armor.
15 with mage armor. Okay, well, the second attack will glance off, but the first one does not strike the mage armor and penetrates through to Draco.
Ouchie.
Mm-hmm. Takes 7 points of damage.
I wasn't concentrating on anything, was I?
That's for you to find out. But we'll come. But tell us later. As Ziklu, it's your turn. Ref on deck.
All right. Ziklu is going to take some more shots at the Chain Devil with his bow. He's still hanging from the ceiling, way back in the corner.
Cool.
So, all right. And I am going to have advantage because Mavra is standing next to it with her, and I've got pack tactics.
And you don't have to make a wisdom saving throw at the moment.
Okay, cool.
Akiri would have had to make one, but we don't. It didn't matter anyway.
All right, that's a 22 to hit.
Yup, that hits.
So that's going to be a total of 12 piercing damage.
Nice.
Bam. Make a wisdom or intelligence check.
Okay. That's a 5.
Okay. Is that the end of your turn?
No, second attack
Okay.
is a 19 to hit for a total of 17 damage.
17 damage.
Favorite enemy bonus plus Hunter's Mark.
Very nice. Okay.
And that's the end of my turn.
Ref, your turn.
So I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure last time I actually became whatever this chain net on my icon represents. It just never got removed.
Okay. I believe you.
And so I'm gonna go ahead and move over to my friend the Chain Devil.
So wait, didn't he re-chain you on his turn though?
But I undid it. I seem to remember having it undone, but
he goes after
does anyone
you.
else? Oh, that's true.
I think he had you in chains, you broke out of it, and then he re-chained you.
Okay.
That's what I seem to recall.
Well, then I guess I will...
The perils of stopping a combat in the middle between
try
enemy goes by.
and break out of my chains.
Yeah. That's why, guys, aggressively tell me to update the icons. So that we're never...
So now it can be removed.
Well, let's see.
Nice.
Let's see about that. Wow. Well, it's a near thing, but you actually stretch out the links on the chain. And they slip off. You did have to take damage at the start of your turn, however.
Oh, yes. I imagine so, yeah.
Because, 10 damage.
And that's piercing?
Piercing damage.
Okay. Yes, also healed by that. I was just about to ask about the crocodile.
Yes. Just don't roll like shit this time.
How much will the crocodile be?
Roll 2d6.
Oh, do I roll it? Okay.
Yeah.
Also be healed by the crocodile.
There we go. So I only ended up losing 1 point of health.
What did we just say, Breath?
Yeah,
And
maybe I
then-
do roll the heals from now on.
I will move, and that will end my turn.
Okay. Draco Wormfang, a skeleton with bloody chunks hanging off of it, is slashing at you with its weirdly adjusted, sharpened finger bones. And Thrasher, you're on deck.
Well, Draco disagrees and will cast Shocking Grasp on. He's gonna give this skeleton a friendly electrocuted handshake.
What does he disagree? Oh, never mind.
Does a 14 hit?
It does not.
Well,
Wait,
poop.
the skeleton?
Yeah.
It does hit the skeleton.
Yay! That's 11 lightning damage, and the skeleton cannot make reactions, which means I can nope out of there.
Nice.
That's pretty cool. Wow. So the lightning sears the skeleton. And yeah. Wow, pretty cool. So yeah, it can't attack of opportunity you.
Thank
That
you.
was neat.
It's a great little cantrip.
Okay. Thrasher.
Thrasher's gonna shoot the skeleton with his pack longbow. Also known as kind of that thing he's been doing for a while now. Not very exciting.
Welcome to Warlock.
Isn't it
Yep.
though?
So,
Nice.
I'm guessing the 18 hits because the other thing hit, and so that's 11 counts as magic piercing damage.
Bam. That hurts quite a bit.
And then Thrasher is going to move and kind of get up in its face. And then he's going to use his one of his racial abilities to bite at it as a bonus action.
Cool.
Ooh, critical bite.
So
For
wait,
4 damage.
who's biting it?
Thrasher.
Thrasher is biting the skeleton?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a second attack?
As a bonus action, it's a racial thing.
That's a bonus? Whoa.
I can do it once per rest. I can do this.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah,
That is wild.
it's a lizard man thing.
Can't you also heal yourself with that too?
Yeah, I get temp HP from doing that. So I get
All right.
1.
Please describe what the critical against the skeleton looks like.
Well,
For 4 damage.
does it? I'm guessing that doesn't kill it,
It
right?
kills it.
Oh, it does. Then he just like chomps its head. He just crush.
You lunge
Just
forward
full on
with your
venom eats
jaws.
his head.
Yep.
Right.
Just he shoots it with an arrow and then just runs up to it and bites its head
That's amazing.
and shakes it.
D&D so much.
Yeah, so with the shattered cranium, the skeleton is no longer a threat as it stands there, like, vibrating from the lightning damage that struck it
Oh
earlier.
yeah. Oh well. I'm glad that doesn't affect me in some adverse
Does your
way.
tongue kind of tingle like licking a battery?
Yeah, Thrash has discovered a new delicacy:
Oh, gosh.
electrified skull.
Okay, as your turn ends, a legendary action is triggered. And this chain over here is going to lash out along the roof, the ceiling, snaking forward in growing spines like aligned, magnetized iron filings grown to a huge size as it plunges toward Ziklu.
Oh boy.
Okay.
I just realized I don't have to be doing this the bad way. I can do this the cool way.
That's quite the sentence.
Yeah, ominous.
$19 strikes you against your 16.
Yep, that hits me.
You become grappled and take 10 slashing damage as the bladed chains wrap around and the spikes bite into your scaly skin. Okay. Then it's Chaikar's turn. So Mavra's already grappled. Bref has just run up. Chaikar is bleeding from many wounds. There's something strange about the blood. It looks like rust dribbling down the links of the various chains wrapped around his body. He will direct 2 attacks. One, actually, yeah. One of them will be at this is a tough one. Okay, one of them will be at Akiri. Let's see what happens. Akiri, the chains in the ground reach up and try to pull you back down.
No, go away.
That will utterly miss. Wow.
I'm shield braceleting.
Okay. You shield bracelet
brings it
just
up
for
to, like,
safety's
22.
sake.
Well, the first one was a 19.
No, that was
was against
that was the that was the chain.
Never mind.
Yeah, he misses you. You kind of hop step to the side. It's a whiff.
You know what? I'm gonna keep the shield up. I'll keep shield up. I'm squishy right now.
And the next attack will be against Typha, who is grappled and will therefore have advantage. And that's going to be 10 slashing. You're already grappled. So another chain wraps around Typha. Squeezing 10 slashing. And then he steps into the chains. They ripple and vibrate like a spider's web. And a ripple travels along the chain like this. And you can no longer see where it travels. You can make perception rolls. Everyone except Ziklu can make a perception roll.
Carrie doesn't see shit.
Nope.
Okay. So only Frasher and Typha see this. It's too much trouble to type out a whisper, so I will just tell the two of you. You see a ripple travel along this chain.
Okay.
Is he gone, guys?
Mavra's turn. Mavra, at the start of your turn, you're going to take damage as the chains squeeze and spike into you. That will do 6 piercing to you, Mavra.
I'm just gonna try to get ungrappled.
Okay. So, athletics or acrobatics? Ooh.
I think this is just
Oh,
a
I'm
straight
sorry.
DC.
This is just a straight DC. Yeah, the opposed rolls were for the doors.
But let's be honest. Wonder Woman. Nothing straight about that.
You succeed, Mavra. You push out of the chains. You could have used your bardic inspiration on that, by the way, but you didn't need it.
I think I'm gonna take a couple steps right there.
Okay.
And then that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Typha, you are going to take damage at the start of your turn as the chains squeeze you. You're going to take 6 damage, piercing.
Okay, I'm down to 13. Now, he is still invisible to us, right? We don't know who he is.
You don't see him.
Okay. First thing I'm going to do is, as a bonus action, I'm going to summon my healing crocodile of love magic to me.
Okay.
Well, actually, that's not going to help me too much because it activates at the start of my turn, I believe.
Or
Sorry,
if you
one
walk
sec.
through it.
Yeah. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it towards Akiri. So it'll activate at the start of her turn.
Thank you.
And then I'm going to use a bonus action. Oh no, I used my bonus action. I did. Damn it. I am going to activate my Staff of the Python and summon Kuru.
I guess you could do that while grappled. So the staff turns into a python. Very nice.
And let me think about what I want to do with it. I don't think it's going to help me escape the chains, right?
The snake? No, probably not.
Could constrict me more.
Yeah.
I am gonna send him out over here.
Was this him?
Yes, I think so. I think maybe might have used a different icon, but that one's just fine. And I'd like to send him here and have him ready in action to
It was that guy.
grapple any enemy that appears over here. If I can do that.
Okay. So you
And
want
I'm
him
gonna-
there?
Yes, please.
Okay.
And that's gonna be the end of my turn.
Bella.
I accidentally clicked something. All right. Sorry, I clicked something and it ruined my whole day. I am going to. Does Typha or Akiri want healing, or Mavra? No, Mavra has a crocodile. Does Typha or Akiri want healing?
Typha, please.
Yeah, Typhoid. Yeah, give Typhoid healing.
All right.
The crocodile's headed my way, isn't it?
Yes, it should be on your square. So then when you start your turn, you get the 2d6.
All right, you've got 7 healing, and I'm
Thank you.
going to.
But I can't move the crocodile, I don't think. Oh, I can. Sorry.
Thanks.
Move there. I'm done.
Okay. Akiri?
Alright, so I get heals from the crocodile.
Nice.
I'll roll this
What do I
time.
roll?
Okay, Typha's rolling.
Oh my god. All right, maybe it's just a really shitty crocodile if you like.
I'll take what I can get to, like, honestly. Thanks. Alright, Akiri is going to scoot right here and cast. I have so few spell slots left. Is going to cast Cure Wounds on Mavra. Take 13 points. That's the end of my turn. Actually,
Alright.
no, that is the end of my turn, sorry.
From around the corner to the north, you hear a horrible sound.
Give unto me your life essence.
No. I don't know what you rolled, but I'm glad you rolled a 1.
Siklu. You.
Yes.
Huh. Ziklu, when he left the room, this chain's reach shortened. And it receded from you. So you are not going to take additional damage, and you're no longer grappled.
Oh, cool. All right. But unfortunately, I can't see him. I have no idea where he went off to because he was too far away. So I'm going to, I'm going to move a little bit further into the room.
Okay. What
About to right
route
there.
do you take? Like that? Just a straight line? Like this?
I've got an extra 5 squares actually, so I'll probably go a little bit more like let me do this. Probably
And
something
you're
like
going
that.
along the ceiling?
Yes.
Okay. Yep, legendary action. This is happening again.
Okay.
But it happens right there.
Alrighty.
Oh my gosh.
Hooray!
Well, he whiffs. The chain springs to life again and but this time you are avoiding it. You're tense and you dodge out of the way.
I just imagine it like stops short of his face and can't like go any further.
Yeah. So I'm going to ready an action to shoot at the chain devil if it shows up again. And from the ceiling, I'm going to say to Typha, Typha, maybe use the crystal prison thing. Stray Boss might like this one.
Crystal prison thing.
Oh, a Pokeball! All the Pokeballs.
Yeah, remember we got. Yes.
Oh yes, I do remember now. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm holding the stronger one. You're holding the weaker one.
Okay.
Oh, we have Pokeballs too.
Ref, I believe your rage ends.
I took damage.
Did you?
Yeah, from the chains.
Okay, then I guess you're still angry.
That's my secret cap.
Mm-hmm. So it's your turn, Bref.
Oh, okay. Did anyone see where it went?
You hear
No.
a little muffled and a claw pointing towards the big chain.
Oh. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I'm gonna go take a look at the chain, and I come over here and I yank on the chain.
Just give it kind of a whip so he gets sent back the other way.
That wouldn't trigger the snake, would it?
I did say an enemy.
Okay. You grab the chain, give it a shake. There's a rattling sound, and you're hearing that awful noise from around the corner to the right, but nothing else happens.
Breath, be careful.
On the chain. Now my rage would go away because so off the
You could
bonus
try-
action rage next turn.
Yanking it.
I think I said I pulled on it, so if
Yeah.
I imagine if that would do anything different, Max would have.
Are you making a strength? Like, are you actually trying to pull it out of the wall?
Oh yeah, I would pull down on it if they said it was if
Okay.
they said the devil was.
Okay. Well, then make a strength check. You try to pull the chain out of the wall with sheer strength, but your hand slides on the rusty metal links, and nothing occurs. Draco.
Okay, I have an idea, but first I have to ask, does it, okay, I want to try and walk up to the chain and using shocking grasp on the chain. But technically it says that the target has to be a creature you can touch, and I don't know if the chain counts as a creature. Would you still let me like electrocute the chain?
Of course.
Yay, thank you.
Would Draco have noticed that my shatter spell didn't seem to do anything to the chains?
But shatters thunder damage.
Sure, I don't know if you remember it as a player. I don't know if Draco would have used that knowledge.
I think he'd still think, because metal reacts to electricity. Like, I think, in fact, I think shocking grasp, actually, I have advantage on attack rolls if the target is wearing armor made of metal, which it's not wearing armor made of metal, but it is metal. So I feel like he would still think, okay, maybe this could do something, because he's also seeing breath tugging on it and it's not doing anything. But you know, it's more like, let's just all mess with the chain until something happens.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta do something.
You don't have. You're a normal human as well, right? You don't have dark vision?
Yeah, that's another thing. Can I see it?
Nope. Not from your current position.
All right, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm gonna cast light. Sorry, Ziklu.
Okay. So your finger cackles with electricity, and you're like, no, light!
I'm tired of not being able to see.
Okay. You now have a yellow dot.
Cool.
If you dance
Of
nicely,
course, that's an entire freaking action, but I guess I'll move up to see if I can light maybe further down the hallway. So let me try that.
All right.
So I'm trying to light up further down the hallway.
That will happen. Okay.
Oh, and I'm sorry. That's the end of my turn. I apparently light costs an action.
Well, let's find out. It's the end of your turn. What if something terrible happens?
Fair enough.
One thing, you see your enemy. Scattered next to him is the remains of another skeleton. But this one looks as though it's been like turned to dust. Almost like it's fallen to the ground. And like it's been pulverized. Partially disintegrated. Make a perception roll, please. Chaikar turns those yellow, evil eyes toward you from within the
12.
chains, and you notice that many of his injuries have vanished, sealed up underneath the chains.
How dare you walk in on him bathing?
You know, I was gonna say that that's cheating, but we've done like how many rounds of healing in the last few turns? Okay, Draco will yell, "He's over here!" And I guess that's my turn because I think he used up all or most of my movement just to get up here.
Thrasher.
Thrasher was going to move into the corner up there and try to take a shot at him, but I think I'd have to go through Draco. So let's see. So he moves up into the corner for sure.
Okay.
So yeah, Draco is in the direct path to him. Can I take a shot with disadvantage, or how does this work again?
Yeah, it's probably going to be... It will be with disadvantage.
Okay. Oh, and I am going to, as a bonus action, do something I should have done at the beginning of the combat and forgot, and I'm going to put a curse on him.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like a class ability that I continuously forget to use. So it's good for me, and it will hopefully help make up for the disadvantage. Okay, so...
Oh, the curse just automatically happens?
It's a bonus action. It's like a hunter's mark kind of deal, where I say he's cursed. There's no roll or
so
anything.
he's marked and cursed.
But I have to find a way to represent this on Roll20, I think, to make it easier. I get an extra proficiency bonus to the attack, and I crit on a 19 through 20,
Neat.
and there's one other effect.
Oh, you're a Hexblade Warlock.
The pulling weapons out of thin air didn't imply
He did
that.
call it his packed weapon several times.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah,
I mean,
so
fair.
I basically get an extra proficiency on both the attack and the damage. So the 14 is actually a 17.
Oh, an extra +3.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, this is like the core class ability that I always forget to use.
The curse descends upon him and turns that miss into a hit.
Yeah. So it applies to damage as well. So it's 12 counts as magic piercing damage.
Ouch. Well, that hurt a lot.
Yeah.
He's almost as injured as he was before he healed.
Cool.
It's like, aha! I'm finally healed. Bam!
All right. There's a sort of an angry intake of breath and hiss behind the chains.
Now, if a melee person could get up here real fast, that'd be great.
You are a Hexblade Warlock. You are a melee person.
Okay. His turn. Ouch.
I do take some consolation knowing that despite the fact that I just ran up here, he's probably going to come after you now.
Well, maybe you'll get an attack of opportunity with, like, whatever you're wielding.
As a wizard.
Just like poke him.
I'll pull out my dagger real quick.
If you could, like, trip him as he comes by, that'd be great.
He will step out of the symbol drawn in blood upon the floor. And step right there. And some of the chains will unwrap themselves from his arm and shoot out. Actually, he'll be there. And attack Draco.
Dang it. That'll hit.
Max, you rolled a 20.
I did. It didn't count.
But you rolled one.
Okay, so 11 slashing and you're grappled, which means that his next attack has advantage.
Good thing.
So another 11 slashing. Total of 22.
Draco does not look good.
So you count as grappled and restrained. Which is, I mean, I'm not going to use 2 symbols. I've been using 1. That's what his thing does.
You've been snagged, boy.
So with the chain squeezing Draco, then this chain animates. And it starts to wriggle and lash around and attacks Thrasher. "15 slashing damage, and you are grappled and restrained."
That sucks. Luckily, I had 1 temporary hit point.
That was an accident. Ignore that.
Mavra, you're gonna get attacked by this chain that burst up through the ground. I think a 21 hits, so 7 slashing. And once again, you are wrapped up in chains, digging into your flesh. And then it's your turn, Mavra.
Well, I guess I will try to get ungrappled
Okay.
again.
Do you want to use your bardic inspiration?
Oh, yes. That's a D6?
I have to ask Bella. But maybe she's AFK.
I thought it moved up to a D8. Or is that... She's not high enough level yet.
What's the spell?
It's bardic inspiration. I'm not sure what dice she's at. Why don't you just roll a d6 for now?
Bardic Inspiration becomes a D8 on level 5.
Oh, then it's a D8.
I lost my place.
Okay, well that makes a big difference.
That's better.
That is the difference between success and failure. So Bella saves your butt as you were bardically inspired, and Mavra, you have used your action, but you still have move and a bonus.
I'm gonna go ahead and move up next to Draco.
Because
And that'll be the end of my turn.
what?
Alrighty, end of your turn, Typha.
Okay, so I'll resolve myself and then Kuri. So I'm going to use a bonus action to transform into a giant spider. Scree. And then
Kiri loves it.
And then I'm going to attempt a dex saving throw to break the grapple. Or dex check, rather. Oh no!
Oh dear.
Yep.
7. You are still grappled, and yes, you need to take damage. As did Mavra, actually. Mavra, you took 4. Typha takes 6.
Okay.
Typha, is this a concentration spell?
me double check. Sorry, one sec. Yes, it is.
Could you make 3 Constitution saving throws for me, please?
Yes. Sorry, one sec. New to the caster thing, apology.
That's okay. There's a button on your character sheet. There's saving throws that are up to the left near your ability scores. There
Yeah,
you go.
I should have just rolled 3.
Cool. All right. Well, the
Would have failed the first one, huh?
crocodile disappears. It's all good. We're all learning. All right. So Typha, you are being squeezed by chains, and your crocodile isn't around to help you out anymore. What do you want to do? Oh, did you try to push out? You did. You tried to escape.
Yep.
You still have a bonus action potentially and a move action.
I used my bonus action to transform, so I'm now going to move my snake friend. And let's see. He's got a movement of 30. I can't move him, unfortunately, but I think he can make it over to
Okay. He wants to move
him.
here.
Yes, please, and he'd like to attempt a grapple.
Oh, okay. So you should have his character sheet.
Yes, I do. Okay. Nope.
Doesn't work.
No, but he gets all up in his biz.
Alright. Hopefully you should have control over that snake now. Bella. Are you back?
Yeah,
Sweet.
I wasn't really all that gone. I just went in the kitchen for some more.
We were wondering what dice your she used the Bardic Inspiration.
Oh, my bardic inspiration. I'm sorry. I believe it's a D.
It already happened. It already happened.
Okay.
It's your turn, Bella.
A D8, yes. Okay, I'm going to move over here. Now, can I see the bad guy from here? For purposes of shooting him?
Yep. You will have disadvantage because you could hit Draco, etc.
You know what? I'm just gonna heal Mavra for now.
Okay. Oh, I keep forgetting to have you guys make the fear save. That's my own fault.
7 healing, Mavra. And I'm done.
Mavra's doing childrenly things right now.
Oh, well, I'll use
before
my
that-
bonus action to give Mavra another bardic inspiration as well.
Okay.
All right, now I'm really done.
Okay. So Akiri. Well, did you say your bonus action?
Yeah, bardic inspiration is a bonus action.
So is Healing Word.
Well, never mind then. All right. Cool.
All right. Okay. Akiri.
Alrighty, so Kiri's gonna hop, skip, and jump to right there. And
And then he's going to legendary action attack her.
of course he is. Can Akira do a screw you back and try something?
It's probably not going to hit anyway.
It's going to miss anyway. But she can do a screw you back.
Alright. She's gonna try to get to cast.
You
Oh
cut
yeah,
out.
this is fine. She's gonna try and cast Hold Person on him.
Okay.
So he needs to make a Wisdom saving throw of 16.
Okay, can you make the text pop up, or... Cool. Very cool. Okay. The spell fails.
Gosh dang it! Well, I tried. I'm gonna say the semantic part of that spell was a middle finger.
From within the somatic part of the spell was a middle finger. Yep, totally. From within the area drawn in blood, a skeleton rises up. And steps toward Chaikar. And there's another scream. And the skeleton falls down destroyed. You can see dust passing from it into Chaikar's wounds. And he heals.
Alright, so we need to break that circle.
Ziklu.
All right. Ziklu hasn't seen him yet, but did see Fresher and the others all heading up in that direction. So he is going to follow.
I also said he's up here.
Yeah, you saw Fresher shoot at something too, so.
Okay. Well, he's going up that way. And if nothing interrupts him, then he's going to take a couple shots.
Okay. How high did I say the ceilings were?
Like 15 feet.
Nice.
So, yep. Nobody's... oh no, we've got the snake next to him, so I do still get advantage from pack tactics.
Yep. That's pretty... Oh!
And that's a crit.
Where's your theme song?
Don't have it yet.
Damn it.
Spider-Man. Spider.
So, alright, that is 14, 17, 19, 21, 22 damage.
Through a chain link covering his eye, there's a spout of blood. And he now has an arrow sticking out of his cranium through the chains.
That's amazing.
That's for hurting my French friends. and then he's going to shoot another arrow. So that's a 24 to hit.
Oh, I forgot.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, that's going to be 18 piercing damage from the second arrow.
Jeez. Almost as much without a crit.
I don't know why everyone dunks on rangers.
It's because a lot of their skills are very situational.
Also, Max made some house rules to make favorite enemy better.
Can you still? Did you make the whiz save on him?
Oh my god, I keep forgetting to do that. I am kind of distracted.
There's a lot going.
It's too late.
I would have failed it, so I would have been at natural attacks instead of advantage, but it wouldn't have made a difference.
Yeah, it wouldn't have made a difference for that. All right, Bref. You need to make a fear test.
All right. I'm going to bonus action rage. And wisdom saving throw. 14.
Success.
And then I'm going to move here. And attack twice.
Cool.
I'm going to attack twice recklessly, saying it before I roll.
And when you attack him in melee, he gets to reactively attack you back.
Dude!
Oh my lord.
Those are so pretty!
Thank
Okay.
God.
At least there's two competent people.
Your greatsword, sorry, rises and plunges downward. Well, let's play your theme song as you describe how you kill Chaikar the Nightmare.
Awesome.
Heck yes. Bref, you are the bestest boy.
I dash across this fetid, bloody dungeon, and seeing my prey in my sights run once again, the bloodlust flows through my veins, making my neck swell and my muscles bulge, because I am, of course, the beefy boy. And I take my sword, and as I'm running up, I swing it and slash at this creature, chopping away the chains over its desecrated body. And then with its exposed devilish flesh, I take my sword and raise it hilt back, blade first, above my head, and plunge it straight into the thing's mouth.
That pleases me immensely.
He lets out one final cry.
I am a god!
Well, you were.
And on that last syllable, the blade slices through his tongue, down his throat, out the back, just like that scene in T2, and just splatters blood across the strange magical circle, which disrupts its arcane symbols, and the magic shatters, and there's a kind of disgusting bloody explosion as the chains implode into his body, and he is turned to pulp, which splatters out and becomes dust on the air, and the scent of sulfur. And with that, the Chain Devil is no more.
Yes.
Good job, everybody. Good team.
Oof.
Well done.
Oh yeah, we need to get something to prove that we killed him.
Good.
How about all these chains?
Just drag the entire whole thing of like, got him.
He turned into chains for some reason.
He's just really kinky. Okay, this is quite the dungeon.
Do the ones grappling us stop
They do.
grappling us when he dies?
Yes, they do.
That's great news.
Oh man.
Drago collapses to the floor. He's very dramatic.
So,
Of course he is.
as
Thrasher
it's-
Ziklu walks back down to the ground and just says, "So I guess we don't use Crystal Prison."
I think even Stray would have a hard time keeping this particular one under control. He was pretty tough.
I don't even want to know who'd buy him.
That's another excellent point. Although, honestly, I think that we both kind of know who would buy him.
Probably her sister, right?
That's what I'm thinking. I mean,
Oh,
we know
that's
that she
fair.
loves keeping
She had
terrifying
the
creepy things and how
weird brain with tentacles or whatever it was. That was weird. I didn't like that thing.
Draco
What about the
leans
thing
up
that,
on
like-
his- Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, not just the brain with tentacles, but like the grabby, sucky guy with the magic.
Oh yeah, him.
Draco like leans up on his elbows and looks at y'all and goes like where have you all been?
Everywhere.
What have you been doing?
Swamp.
The Wildlands.
You know, just doing things, trying to stop the end of the world, as you do,
We beat up a bunch of slavers. That was fun.
and stole a boat.
And then stole another boat. Accidentally. By being arrested.
But we're giving it back.
We're gonna try.
I think we tried to make arrangements.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very glad then that you didn't try to run away, because it is very clear to me that if I had tried to stop you, I would have been obliterated. So, good job,
We would
everybody.
have been nicer than that. We wouldn't have killed you, probably.
But you still would have died.
My
at the
record
hands of
isn't
the big
great.
beefy boy.
I probably would have, but it's okay. Okay, you're friend now.
Now, could somebody please? I think I have a fountain spraying out of one of my appendages. It's very painful.
Akira's gonna pat you on the shoulder and cast Cure Wounds.
Thank you.
I hope you appreciate that. That was my last spell.
Typha says, "Don't worry, I get the healing crocodile," and she makes it appear again. Right over you.
Yeah, Thrasher could also get some healing crocodile.
It majestically floats down and boops him.
Is it 2d6?
All right. Yeah, you don't have to.
It's
you don't have to roll
1d6
it.
because I'm casting it at level
You
second
don't.
level.
You don't need to roll it. As the chains recede. That was unexpected.
As the chains recede. Brrr.
Someone else appears. I am the DM now.
Bella comes in behind Max and like whacks him over the head. I'm your DM now.
It's just Rosie in the hat.
Yes.
As the serial killer who had become a devil passes from this realm, you find the chains receding and becoming kind of more normal, and the dungeon feels, the air seems to lose a lot of that unnerving heaviness. The chains are no longer animate, and the spines start to recede, although not all of them. Just beyond, you discover this sort of freakish experimentation room with this big drain down which a lot of blood has clearly been poured.
Grody.
And people have been chained up against the wall for skinning and other horrible things.
But I presume nobody is living in here. It's all corpses and remains.
Yes. Everything is now dead.
Dead, very dead.
I checked through their pockets for loose change. I don't
Okay.
They barely have their skin. Do you think they're gonna have loose change?
Hey, if
Oh,
I
dude.
can find like coins on a
If they're
truck,
not,
sure.
if they're not mostly dead, then that's the only thing I can do.
I know what you. I do what you're going for, man. I see you.
So you are able to take some of these chains and bring them up from the dungeon as your trophies, and prove that you have destroyed Chaikar Hashet and cleared the dungeon of that entity's evil influence. A very short time after that, they are able to process your pardon, handed down
Heck yes.
through the family that controls this prison, the noble family. One sec. Should have their names right here somewhere. I'll find that in a second. However, it will take you guys a little bit of time to kind of have the pardon come through, get processed. You will have plenty of time to heal and do other things, so we don't need to roll that right now. And you will be released and your name's cleared. So why don't you guys think on what you would like to do once you're out of prison, as we take a short break. And we'll be back in 5 minutes, folks, as we have now finished that dungeon, which was super fun and awesome.
Yeah, that was very cool.
Good job, everybody.
It was a fun dungeon.
Well played, you guys. So we'll be back in 5.
Also, TJ says hi.
Cutie.
Hi, TJ.
Are you there, Nico?
once again, that awesome intro video brought to you by Taladar. Thank you, Taladar. Alright. Oh, Grimslag, Bella, I'm sure Kirsten will get inspired and have the time at some point to write a theme song for the campaign. Right, Kier?
Yeah, probably.
Sometime Kate will. But, I call her Kate. It wasn't ready tonight.
I have a couple ideas. I just haven't been able to bring them to fruition.
Yeah, Grimslag is just disappointed that we didn't get a 5-minute break entertainment song from you.
I'm sorry. Maybe if we get time and energy, we'll introduce them to the Forgotten Realms song.
Okay. Mysteries of the Moonsea.
Yep.
Alright, guys. So, we are entering a different kind of part of the game here. So, you are now... So, Rethom, the Minotaur, gives you these papers. They're complicated. They're stamped. The jeering prison guard is forced to stay silent as you guys are let out. Now, some time has passed. We're going to just kind of skip over, you guys will need to sleep, etc. Where do you want to go to do that?
I assume I'm not with them, right?
Well, actually, that's entirely up to you.
I mean, I'm not a prisoner, so I would have probably gone back to wherever I was before this. But I do want to meet up with them. So
You are welcome to stay in our shed.
It's really nice. Smells like fish.
It's
Yeah,
a bit small, but you can come.
Yeah, I would have figured out when y'all were being released and come and found you.
So you would be paid your fee, Draco.
Yes.
You're going to be asked to be debriefed. You're going to have to write up a report.
Paperwork.
You will have to meet with a representative of the noble family that hired you to do this. Oh my gosh. And you are going to be paid your fee of 50 gold.
Sick. How many days has it been since the dungeon?
It's been a couple of days. We're kind of so we were in a dungeon. We were doing a dungeon crawl, so we were kind of tracking every minute. Now we are entering a different sort of phase, and we're going to elide some of the time. So I'm not going to be super precise about it necessarily. So your items will recharge, etc.
Okay, just as long as it's been more than one. Once I get my payment, do all my paperwork, I'm gonna find you guys and request that I stick around with y'all if you don't mind, because you guys are cool.
Yeah.
Sure.
Excellent. I haven't had a consistent party of adventurers for some time now, so very excited.
We're gonna go down to the sewers place.
Oh yeah. I forgot about
Oh
that.
yeah, isn't that part of my personal quest too? Is that whole dealio? I think it is.
Tell us.
You tell us, man. Well,
We're going to go fight the
told
phantom
you,
or the
but-
phantom burglar.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that was the original reason why I came to talk to you guys, because to find out about those guys. Yeah. Okay, cool, perfect.
Do you guys want to go back to the Scarlet Fork and get rooms there again?
Probably. Well,
Yeah, they were pretty nice.
yeah, probably.
Hey, did we ever
Yeah.
hear if that crew that we sort of kind of asked to be hired ended up flying our boat back?
You have a boat that flies?
Well, no, we borrowed a boat that flew after we stole a different boat that flew.
We've had a crazy past couple of months.
Apparently, that's he just kind of lets y'all do your thing before he continues because there's a lot going on.
It's a lot to process.
So, released from prison after a week and a half for most of you, you are once again free to walk the streets, mingle with the many folks sporting peace-bonded weapons, having loud conversations or whispered meetings in dark alleyways, and get back into the odd feel of the city of West Head, the large city that has these massive, monumental things that surround its horizon. The pyramid off to one side of the city that rises up like a tremendous mountain. The enormous shipwreck that lies just off the map. Well, actually, no, it's not just off the map. It's over here. That is covered in. There's this huge ship that's covered in a shanty town. There's as well
Wait, I'm
as
sorry.
the.
Could you ping that? I can't quite seem to find it.
It's over here in the city. It's on these shoals. Okay, here.
Gotcha.
And I lost my train of thought. What was the other really large thing nearby? The bridge, right? Yeah. And the huge bridge to the south that crosses the sea. The city of West Head is full of intense, angrily, often conversing people making pronouncements, but feels overshadowed by all of these massive, mysterious monuments, as much as by the large and regal-looking palace or fortress that stands on the hill over there.
I'd like to note that as soon as soonest available time, Akiri's gonna go for a flight around the city because she's been underground for way too long.
What time of year is it?
Interesting.
Very early spring.
So if I haven't explained the calendar yet, so if you go to handouts, there is the wild calendar, which has a link to the calendar, has the current date. The months are also the names of the gods, and the calendar works exactly the same way as the real world calendar that you are used to. And all of the months start with the same letter as the real world months do, and are the same as the real world months. And every day of the week, even though it has a fanciful name, starts with the same letter as the real day of the week. So it's easy to keep track.
Got it.
Without leading to those weird, jarring moments in Lord of the Rings where Gandalf says, "It's like April." And I was... It's so weird. Don't do that.
Yeah. So that's how I do my fantasy calendar in this game, so that it's easy for you to understand, but also is part of the world. So it is currently the 27th of Mariko, which is March. Okay.
So we should probably put together a list of things we want to do.
We need to find the Phantom Bandit, right?
Yeah.
I want to go for swims. How cold do you think the water in the harbor is? Or is there water in the sewer?
Maybe you should try, like... Oh, there's this cool little bay over by the, outside of the... Right there. That looks like it might be a good place for swimming.
I would like to try and track down my mom at some point. But...
Oh yeah, we need to find your dad, too.
Yeah, it's going to be a little harder.
Draco would like to... Actually, no, never mind. That's enough things.
No, we're making a shopping list. Just add to it.
Well, okay, then Draco would like to find either a library or shop to peruse spell books for any spells he doesn't currently have. He just got a payday, so...
So you're now in town, guys. So you can kind of act as you see fit. There's not a super harsh restriction on what you do and exactly when and what powers you have available. So actually, this is an opportunity potentially for downtime actions. Now, some of you may have taken a look at the downtime actions handout in Roll20, which offers some options for what you can do. Those of you, of course, with Seals of Power can spend time keeping those in practice. And you have time, yes, to visit shops and do all of those things. In terms of tracking down your mom, Bella.
Yeah.
She actually comes and finds you shortly after you are released.
We probably still look like we were beat to absolute crap.
Maybe she could hook us up with some really nice lodgings, considering that she's buddies with one of the nobility here.
Ooh. I like that.
So Ariella Beaumont shows up in the Scarlet Fork pretty much as soon as you guys check in, and kind of rushes over to Bella and starts checking you over, noting all of the scratches, the signs of having gone through a difficult series of traumatic experiences, and seems genuinely concerned in making sure that you're okay. But she also lets you know that she is here in town looking and wants to try and find your father. But she and her traveling troupe, unless they are thrown in prison, plan to leave by Blossom Dawn.
I see. And what are the chances of being thrown in prison, Mother?
Fair to middling.
Well, all right. Those are good odds.
As the Lady Thornsley's players, we have a certain amount of political protection, shall we say. But it is by no means everything.
I see. I wish I'd been aware of exactly how political this whole situation was going to be. I didn't realize we got into a much bigger mess than I was fully apprised of. I didn't realize that our family was even involved in politics, like, anywhere at all.
Well, you live long enough and you make enough waves, I suppose you always get involved in such things.
I understand what you're saying, but it seems to me like Father would be kind of the exception to that rule.
Well, he's a marvelous playwright. He's got that going for him.
Yes. We should probably talk about what our next steps are in terms of trying to find him. I have a few more things that I want to do here in town, but that's still the whole, well, not the whole reason I was here, but a big part of it. I mean, now that I know that you're all right, that seems to be the next priority. Assuming you don't get thrown in.
Yes, assuming that. I am all right. I'm doing quite well, actually. That was certainly an exciting day when you folks defended us. Thank you, by the way.
Oh, of course. What else would we do?
Well, I certainly don't know, but it meant quite a lot, dear.
Well,
They would certainly have run us out of town had you not stepped in to defend us. Of course, we may get run out of town anyway, but I'd like to make it to Blossom Dawn.
yes. Run you out of town at the very least. I think that those people might have been worse news than they perhaps even seemed at the time. But like I said, we'll be in town here for a few days. We have some other business to take care of. Perhaps we should talk, when you have time, with my friend Akiri. I didn't really have time to talk to her about it. There's been a lot since we got here. It's really been quite the few days. I've sort of lost track of time, but she seemed to have gotten in touch with Father.
I haven't managed to get in touch with him. I suppose he may have gone gallivanting off, or...
No, I mean, we have gotten in touch with him.
Oh.
And perhaps maybe you'd be able to clarify a little bit what he was talking about.
Well, your feathered friend has been making quite a stir, flying around the city. But I would be happy to speak with her. Does Akiri walk in at this moment?
Sure.
Akiri swoops in.
Literally. It's so nice to finally be out of that dungeon. I can stretch my wings, and it's just really nice. And she, does actually, stretch them out. Hi, Bella. Hi, Bella's mom.
Hello,
I
Akiri.
am Ariella Beaumont, so pleased to make your acquaintance once more. Thank you for your assistance in fighting off those thugs that attacked me and my friends.
Of course. And she gives a little curtsy.
She kind of nods in acknowledgement to that. Well, what is this message that we need to talk about?
Ooh. Oh, yeah, the one that I got from Bella's dad. Crap, I honestly don't remember. Out of game, I don't remember it, and I don't remember where I put it.
Oy vey. Let's see.
I think it's in strategizing somewhere, honestly.
Now, Bella, dear, you told me of a certain coded sending you received. I was hopeful I was able to be helpful with that a little bit.
Yes, you were very helpful. I think that I got the gist of it. But now I think that we have a secondary message, which was which Akiri managed to obtain the first night we were here. While I wasn't. I wasn't with her at the time when she got it.
All right. I detect a note of something there, but I'm not sure what. I
just dropped it in strategy for you, Akiri. I found it.
Heck yes.
Good job.
Alright, so what he said to me was unsafe, friend of daughter knows not of slaughter, pirates and pillories aplenty, spirited away, captain's play, tragedical. Tragedical.
That's very odd. It contains some of the same code with the rhythm and pentameter that we're familiar with.
Captain's play. Do you know of any? I mean, it seems like that at least would potentially be in your wheelhouse.
That is an interesting question.
Well, we heard that there's pirates in the area, right?
Under the Traitorous Moon does feature a pirate.
Does it? Oh, why did I have to miss it? I feel like it would have cleared up a lot of questions.
Well, if we're not running out of town, we might try and put it on again for Blossom Dawn in a week.
I see.
Or maybe we could watch a rehearsal or something.
Oh yes, you would be welcome.
I mean, we don't really need like the full production, but like watching you guys do it would probably be just as good if we can't get to the full thing.
Bella kind of makes a gesture like, you know, no, 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 no. The real production is way better. Kind of like gesturing like socially awkward moment here. Don't think.
Kiri doesn't really pick up on it, but okay.
Of course, although perhaps the more... Perhaps I can simply tell you what I think is the most relevant point there.
That would also
is we were speaking of politics, dear. Now, don't feel out of your depth, of course. I know that you can handle it. But there was a certain concern, of course, with the politics surrounding our production. Under the Traitorous Moon being commissioned by Lady Thornsey to make certain associations with around the current leader of the town, the
Yes,
most
I'd heard
powerful
some.
member of the aristocracy here.
Right, yes, there's a lot of controversy around his ascent to power after the previous family, and yeah,
Precisely. Lady Thornsey was a cousin of the De La Fontaine family. Once or twice removed, not in direct line for the throne, not any threat to the Duke. But she would very much like to see him removed, and remains a loyalist. Benefits us, of course, as we are only too glad to accept her patronage. But, as part of the play, there is a pirate captain that closely resembles one of the, shall we say, cronies of the Duke. And we were specifically instructed to have our actress have white hair.
yes,
And-
this would be Captain LeBlanc, if I understand.
Precisely.
Oh yeah, we stole a ship from her.
Now her ship is called the Distant Spirit. And she has been known to take kidnapping prisoners at king's ransoms.
And then probably selling them into slavery afterwards. I'll bet you anything.
I wonder if there is a pun or a play on words buried in your message regarding these things.
I see.
Perhaps it's a lead. I can make inquiries myself.
Certainly. All right, well, thank you again.
Of course. Anything for my beautiful daughter. Well, I'm a very busy woman. As you mentioned, we do have rehearsals and many other matters to attend to. But I just wanted to make certain that you were all right and looking for the old man.
Of course, I'll be sure to get in touch with you as soon as I possibly have any news. Let me know where you all are heading after you leave town once it's decided, just so that I have sort of a trail to follow.
Sorry, come again?
Let me know where you're headed after you leave town, just so I have a trail to follow so I can let you know whatever I find out about Father.
Absolutely. I will come in person, or at the very least send a letter.
Ooh, I can send you a message too if we need.
Excellent.
Oh, that's right.
Your feathered friend knows a few useful spells. Very nice.
Yes. Most of her spells are very useful, I think.
She's a good one to have on hand. If you're ever interested in portraying a swordwing on the stage, come and talk to me, my dear.
Akira, like, stops for a second. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I will. Thanks.
Of course. She leans down and plants a kiss on Bella's forehead. Take care of yourself. I am going to go and try and see if I can get back some of the bribes I paid out to get your paperwork moving.
Thank you, Mother.
Think nothing of it. Farewell for now. Come and see me if you have any news, and I'll do the same.
Will do.
I am imagining Typha saying that in character after after Ariella Beaumont leaves. Is that right?
Yeah, Akira's gonna.
She's just kind of gross, isn't she?
Yeah, after they're well away, Akira's gonna lean to Bella and be like, I still don't really know what I think about your mom.
Yeah. Me neither.
I can see why you mostly lived with your dad.
Well,
Go ahead. Sorry.
she was, she was always very busy. So, it was for the best in a lot of ways. But, I think, we have an arrangement that works pretty well, where we see each other, like, every 5 years or so. For a minute.
Akira's gonna link arms with her and be like, yeah. Well. Anyways, let's go do something.
Yes, how would you like to solve a murder?
Let's do that.
All right, I'll yield the floor to other people, but when time is permitting, I would like to talk to the Scaly Squad and see what they know about this murdering phantom that's going around.
He's in sewers. Let's go in sewers. It's dark and it's wet. It'll be fun.
Akira
Yes, are
gives
we
you
ready
this
to go to Sewer's
look.
place?
Yeah, probably pretty soon. I mean,
I was hoping to do a little bit of to peruse the local, if there's any local libraries or bookstores for any spell books in case there's something I want to pick up before our next journey.
Ooh.
Breath and Bella.
oh boy.
Could you please make insight checks?
Does Breath do that?
He can roll it.
Got a 13.
He actually doesn't have that bad of a wisdom.
Yeah, mine. Oh, well, you say that.
Sorry, I cursed it. As soon as I said that, I was like, ah, crap, it's gonna be a terrible roll.
Ever since for a while now, but especially since the prison, as the days pass, you both feel a bit ill now and again. This cold, oily sensation will come over you, without warning. And it's this kind of uncomfortable, prickly sense that you are walking, you just passed by this chasm or cliff. And you have this chill that passes through you. Breath, it doesn't occur to you what this means. Bella, days pass before you notice that it's happening whenever Frasher is around.
Do we start to actually notice them like starting to look unwell?
Yeah. And if Typha is sticking close to Frasher, then she could easily mistake it, for herself as well.
Can she detect poison and disease?
What are you asking?
So if I'm like looking at Breath and looking at Bella and going,
They don't look good.
she actually has detect poison and disease as a spell.
Oh, okay.
So I think she would cast that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she casts it and doesn't really get a ping. She doesn't really get a magical ping for poisons or diseases. Exactly. But there's
Kiri
definitely
has a thought.
something strange going on.
Kiri has a thought. Because she would probably pick up on this pretty quick. She's gonna try detect evil and good.
Okay, I buy that over the course of the downtime of the next week or so, you would decide to do that. Can you make the spell appear in the chat?
I can indeed. Probably wouldn't do anything, but no.
I hate that this spell does this now. 5th edition, you're awesome, but...
I feel like just like from the way that
so
it's worded...
ignore the text of the spell. It's more powerful than that. You get a ping. You get a sense of some evil things. Not any of the people, not even the mercenary who recently joined your group, but some objects being carried by some of your friends. And when these objects are present, in the same way that the moon reflects the light of the sun, or in the same way that something might appear in the reflection on a lake, but only when that object is over the lake or by the lake. You get that same sense of this taint of evil, this corruption creeping from Breath and Bella.
Question. Is it similar to what that shack in Arkney felt like? Was it Arkney? Or was it the other one? I can never remember. Because she did the same spell in there and felt something terrifying. So does
Yes.
it... Okay.
It might be slightly different, but it's very close.
Would you tell us that, Akiri?
Akiri, it's when you see... before she answers, let me jump in, if you don't mind. When you see Frasher touch a certain place upon his person where he keeps a book, or where Typha seems to pull out some of her, among her collection, a particular paper or envelope. Whenever they pull these things out...
She actually gave the envelope to Frasher.
So Frasher is the only one pinging. Thank you. I thought Typha was still carrying it.
No, she was so proud of getting the letter that she decided to show it to Frasher, who quickly pocketed it.
Yep, Frasher has all the evil paperwork.
Oh no, she did pocket the coins. They're shiny bits, and she loves shiny bits.
Okay. So the two of them have these objects that you definitely didn't notice or didn't get any kind of sense of before entering the dungeon. But with your spell, whenever you see them kind of touch these things or take them out to look at them, you have that crawling feeling of some oily, cold thing crawling over your skin.
Now, she's never had treasure before. Maybe this is just how treasure makes everybody feel. Well, she really likes these shinies, but she doesn't like how that feels. It doesn't feel great. So,
So
she's gonna think about that.
Akiri is also getting this feeling on her skin when she uses this spell, and can pinpoint these things.
She gets pigeon bumps.
Pigeon bumps.
Instead of goosebumps.
Yeah, I get it.
I think Akira's gonna pull Bella aside because she gets like something like she gets like the same kind of vibe off of Bella and Breath, right?
Like a reflection in a pool. Whenever Frasher, particularly Frasher, and occasionally Typha and Frasher are around.
Okay. She's gonna pull Bella aside at some point and be like, so there's something kind of funky about Frasher and Typha.
Yeah, I've been trying to figure out how I'm going to get them to take a bath, but I haven't come up with anything that I think will work yet.
We'll come back to that because I might have some ideas. It's not like that. It's more... Remember when we went to that one... Remember when Breath and Equitus had the gish and we had to get it taken off of them? So we made a deal with the Shadow and that shack was awful. It feels like that.
Well, I mean, Frasher is a warlock who's dedicated to one of the things, isn't he? I mean, I don't know
True.
a lot about what he's doing exactly, but it's pretty obvious if you watch him use his magic.
I mean, I don't think he really knows what he's doing either, um, but like the thing is, whenever there's like, I don't know, I used a spell and like it detects like evil and good, and the the thing is he and Taifa have like objects or things, and they like ping that something's nasty about them, and whenever they like jostle them or touch them or do anything with them, I get kind of like a mirror ping off of you and Breath. I don't know what's up, and I'm a little creeped out.
Off of me and Brev specifically?
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I have no idea what that could be. But maybe we should take a closer look at these items because, like leaving me and Breath aside for a minute, obviously the bigger problem would be these items that are the actual bad things, right?
Well, maybe. Yeah, that's probably something we should look at. But at the same time, I'm kind of worried about you guys. Like, cause I know what. Well, cause like we had to use the Shadow's help, and I really don't like him. He's really creepy, and just it makes me. I don't like. It. I don't like it. Don't like it.
Yeah, no, we don't have to talk about that right now. I think that that's definitely not going to be an issue going forward just because of the way that things have worked out. The thing that we need to worry about now is Frasher. He's the one who's actually here and alive, and so that's what we should be focusing on right now.
Can I insight check Bella?
I guess so. Sure.
Come at me, bro.
I see you there. Fuck. Damn it. Alright, apparently you're fine. Well, I don't know, I'm just worried about you guys, okay? Okay, I like you guys so much.
Yeah, I think that, everybody's emotions are running kind of high right now, and everybody's a little bit on edge. And we just sort of need to focus on our achievable goals. Hunting down the Phantom, trying to get some justice out of this whole situation, and stealing Frasher's book. We can come back to that last one later if you want to, but I think at least 2 out of 3 of those we can agree on right now.
Yeah. But hey, if you need help stealing his book, I can probably help you.
Well, again, we'll come back to it.
See Taifa inspecting her shiny bit again and again and again.
She gets a little bit ruffled. Alright, anyways.
So Breath is super low on money, and so I think I'm going to spend any downtime we have working at the docks because that's what I'm good at.
Interesting. Interesting. Well, are you gonna try to be like a... Oh, interesting. Well, roll a d20. So for the next few days, you work as a stevedore at the docks, carrying heavy objects on and off the ships, and being paid a few coins for it. Go ahead and roll a d4.
While I am working, I mean, my primary interest is working, but while I'm working, I'm also keeping my ears open as much as possible to any mention of the Phantom.
Okay. At the docks specifically?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. But you're not making inquiries, you're just listening out for it.
I'm trying to be the quiet one who lifts heavy stuff that kind of fades into the background.
With a pink mohawk.
Yeah.
Which is
Okay.
now wilted.
Well, yeah, I mean, actively doing it would probably yield better results, but also take more time. So you're without. You do hear one mention of the Phantom, which is that they're a dangerous gang. Some say with a connection to one of the, or rather the local bandit king.
Great.
Who happens to be a pirate.
Interesting.
Also, you earn 4 pieces of silver. Akiri, you have mentioned quite a few things you wanted to do over the next few days. Was there anything else?
Oh, so I had a thought. When Akiri is, and I don't know how well this could work out, but I'm thinking that as Akiri is like hanging out, she would and flying around, she'd probably go outside of the walls of the city as well.
Okay.
And while she's out there,
she attracts a lot of notice doing this.
Oh, I bet she does.
As she flies over the city. A lot of notice. Occasionally she's afraid that she's going to get shot at, as people think there's some huge bird flying overhead.
I mean, they're not wrong.
Become alarmed. So if she's really doing a lot of that, I'm going to start asking you to roll D100 to see if something occurs.
Okay. I was going to say she's probably going to mostly stay outside of the city if she is flying.
But
just
even
because after like...
Okay, crossing out of the city is a thing. Leaving the tall walls of West Head. That is itself going to be kind of a worthy of note.
All right, she might try it one day, realize, oh, this was a terrible, terrible idea. There's too much bureaucracy for her tastes in any shape or form. So instead, she's gonna try to find like a local temple or healer and see if she can help them out in any way she can.
She's going to help whom?
Either a temple or a local healer in any way that she might be found useful.
So, okay. So she's trying to kind of reconnect spiritually.
Yeah, or just like general trying to help people.
Interesting.
My original thought was that she could possibly go outside the walls and find like herbs and stuff and sell them to an apothecary. But if it's a struggle to get outside in and out, then
It would definitely be noticed. Okay. Roll a d100 and add your cleric level as you spend the next few days hanging out at a temple of Zhuark.
we're level 6, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think so. You guys have to keep track of your own levels now, because there's a lot of you.
68. So close.
Okay. It brings you a certain measure of peace. And you can also put down in your notes, if you wish, you make a connection. At the Exalted Goblet, which is kind of a tavern slash temple, a tavern temple. That is
You said the
dedicated
Exalted
to
Goblet?
the Exalted Goblet. That is a tavern slash temple, which is dedicated to the worship of Zhuark, and is run by the High Priest Peleus. Another elf worshipper who is only too happy to have your assistance. As a fairly powerful cleric. They are there are all kinds of tasks to be taken care of. Mavra, what would you like to do with the next few days?
I was hoping to go to a library and do more research on that Belvrox to see if we Belvroxus, that sounds right. To see if we can find him or figure out how to stop what he did.
Interesting. Okay. Okay, so you're going to find yourself a library.
Yes.
Now, you aren't at a truly legendary library. And it does seem like a lot of the collections of books are held by privately by various noble families. But there will still be certain public or institutions you can get into. So you can definitely make a roll. More information on Belvroxos and what he did and how it could be stopped. Go ahead and make You end up at the same temple where Akiri is working. The Exalted Goblet is a noisy tavern, but they have a sort of a worshipping. Well, they worship through drinking, but they have like a small library with religious texts in the back. And also, with your connection to Akiri, you could be let into the attic to peruse some of the old dusty tomes kept up there. So you can make a I think this would be a knowledge religion check.
Whoa.
Oof.
Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a lot of info on obscure devils and fiends and fiendish diseases here. The last real contact you had with the things you're looking for was that person in the dungeon. The dwarf in the dungeon. All right, so Maver spends some time reading these old books. Doesn't get a lot out of it, unfortunately. Bella, what are you spending some downtime doing?
Well, I was trying to look up our list of deities. But I guess what I would like to do is see if there's some kind of a sun or light temple in town. And I would like to go there and talk to them and see if they can maybe help me out.
A sun or light temple?
Yeah, like I said, I was trying to find our handout of what the deities were, and I couldn't.
Okay.
But I want to know who the deity is of of light and sun.
It might be a pinned post in the Wildlands chat. I did mean to have a handout with that. That's a good thought.
I found the wild calendar.
Well, that lists the gods. There really isn't a sun god. Can you give me more information about what you're looking for? Because the war doesn't exist.
Okay. I want to get some help with getting the with getting unpossessed by the shadow.
Well, you can really go to several different temples for that.
I really don't want to go to the same one where my friends are.
Okay. Interesting. So you're just gonna go and try to find a powerful cleric and have them wave their hands and say, "Okay, do an exorcism on you."
Yeah, basically.
That's interesting. That is interesting.
Kiri doesn't know what's going on, but she is mildly miffed that you didn't come to her. Like, she won't even charge you. You just have to ask nicely.
Well, you ask around. And it does sound like maybe the Temple to Mand might have someone of the requisite power to do that for you. They're they're one of the largest and wealthiest temples in the city.
All right, I'll go to the Temple of Mand and see if I can get an appointment.
All right. Here is some basic info on all the deities. Let's see if it'll post that.
Thank you.
I'll put that in Twitch chat too. If Twitch will let me have a post that long. No, it won't. Yeah, it got through like a few gods. Okay, but okay, so you can speak to the High Priest of Mand, who is a stern, powerful warrior of a cleric. You are informed that the magic and the ceremony involved in casting out such a powerful influence on you will be quite expensive.
How expensive are we talking?
They're asking for 1,000 pieces of gold worth in terms of in order to perform the ceremony.
Holy smokes. I would think that this would be in the public interest not to have somebody possessed by the shadow just kind of walking around. I mean, I don't want to tell them their business.
Within these walls. This is the city of rebels.
Right. Well, okay, I'll see what I can do about that. Thank you for the quote.
I'm gonna go get some competing bids.
All right, Draco. You wanted to look for books of spells.
Yes, to see if there's anything I can copy into my spell book.
There are. Is there a particular spell you would like to find?
Not really. He just wants to see what is available. He would particularly be looking for evocation spells, as those are cheaper and would be cheaper for him, and also faster for him to research. But what if he finds something interesting, he might spend the gold and the time to learn it.
There are many things within the city of Westhead, within this large and sprawling metropolis, that can be had for love or money. But why don't you roll a D100 and add your wizard level?
A 56.
Total.
Yeah.
Okay. You, in your inquiries, make the acquaintance. What's your background?
Mercenary veteran.
You make the acquaintance of another mercenary wizard within West Head who is staying here for a time. Bernard Sutherland. A man like yourself. He is dark-skinned, but has white ritualistic tattoos all over his body. And he will meet with you, but every time you meet with him, he is just leaving the company of 2 or 3 women of various races. And he is here while his ship is here. But you definitely get the sense that he is a quite powerful wizard and interested in maybe doing a trade, maybe doing a trade, and perhaps you have coin that can persuade me to let you in on a few of my arcane secrets.
I suppose so, but of course you are aware that the actual implementing of the spell into my spell book and my skill will also cost a certain number of coins. So I'm certainly not against paying you for your help, but I suppose I do have a budget.
Well, what level of spell are you looking for, Nico?
If it's anything other than evocation, it has to be level 1. If it's an evocation spell, I think I could go up to level 2.
Okay. Well, he does offer you the chance to copy Magic Missile.
Already got that one.
Okay. I figured you probably would have. He offers Endure Elements, Floating Disc, Obscuring Mist, and Ray of Enfeeblement.
Ooh, Ray of Enfeeblement sounds cool. Tensors, this could be useful too, but you also have a lot of big burly people who are good at carrying things. Give me a sec.
I resemble that remark.
Ray of Enfeeblement is cooler.
Yeah, you know
Nothing's
what?
cooler than breath.
Well, how much is he wanting? I'm interested in Ray of Enfeeblement.
Fancy spell though.
How much gold are you looking for?
What spells do you have?
You mean like just what spells in
What spells
general?
would you
Like,
let him copy as a trade?
oh, for me. Oh, as a trade, I see. Okay, let's see. I mean, that's a level 1. That's a level 1 spell, right? So I have Cause Fear, Charm Person, Feather Fall, Mage Armor, Ice Knife, Magic Missile, and Shield. Those are my level 1 spells. I don't think it makes sense to trade a higher one for that.
Okay, so for the fee of 13 pieces of gold and letting him copy your spell, he will let you copy that spell.
Okay. Would he be willing to bring down the price if I offered to let him copy a higher level spell?
Possibly. Well, possibly.
Okay. I would then describe to him my level 2 spells. I
Make a
have
persuasion roll.
Sure. $18.
Cool. He will lower it to an even 10 if you let him copy the Dragon's Breath spell.
Perfect. That'll do very nicely. And so he said he wants Dragon's Breath.
And he'll also sell you the special inks and incenses and other things that you need to copy a spell into a spellbook.
Perfect. I give him all of my money because it will cost all of my money. But that's fine. That sounds like a cool spell.
An excellent deal this day. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have an appointment. And he winks at someone across the room.
He says, "Well, I hope it's a very productive meeting. Have a good day." And he just completely missed that signal and just continues on his way because he has some studying to do because this is not an evocation spell. So I think if it's a level 1 spell, right?
I think it's level 2, actually.
I think it's level 1. I mean, oh, it's a level 2 spell.
Oh,
I should have charged you more.
Okay, let's mulligan that because that's not worth the money. I can't do anything with it. So, and I literally can't afford to pay him for the stuff I would need for it. So,
okay,
never mind. I think Draco will just take his chances in a dungeon somewhere, see if he can find something.
Okay.
Yeah, I could only afford a level 1 non-evocation spell.
All right. Ziklu, what do you want to spend some downtime on?
Ziklu is not too comfortable in the city, so he'd probably be focusing on his job for Stray. So he's going to be looking for more clues about the Phantom and their whereabouts, and possibly trying to track down those items of Bella's that we saw in the black market.
What?
We told you about that.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, they did.
You were a little distraught at the time.
I guess I was. There's a lot going on, you guys. Sorry.
guess make an investigation roll.
Okay. That's a 13.
Roll a d100.
$79.
You are able to track down where Bella's magic bow was sold. It was a big purchase.
Okay.
By a noble. Of the city. Drendon Moonling. A captain of the Griffin Knights, which are controlled, which are the people who, by the way, keep stopping Akiri when she flies around. And remember, they flew up to your flying ship. When you guys came into town. Drendon Moonling purchased the Shadow Bow.
Okay. When I've got that information, I'll hurry over to Bella and say, Bella person, I found your bow. I think I found your bow.
Well, where is it?
A man thing bought it from the black marketplace. It's her Drendon Moonling. Drendon Moonling has it.
Drendon Moonling. All right, I'll have to track this Drendon Moonling down. What are members of the nobility and the law enforcement doing buying things on the black market? That seems like something you might be able to use.
I don't know. Man things are dumb sometimes.
You can say that again.
Maybe friend Nuala can help? Since it was stolen, maybe you can get it back easy.
That's possibly true. Thank you. That's a good idea. I'll see if I can get in touch with her.
Okay. I can come too and help if you want.
Absolutely. You know her better than I do.
Sure.
All right. I guess I'll gladly follow Ziklu to wherever she is.
So, what do you guys want to do exactly?
We're wanting to bring this information to Nuala to see if she can help us recover the bow.
Nuala seems very interested in you continuing to pursue this investigation. And will help you. She will set up a meeting. She will set up a meeting with Drendon Moonling. She has no pull with the Griffin Knights. But since she is politically significant, she says she'll get back to you, but she'll get you a meeting with them soon, like in the next day or two.
Perfect.
Frasher, is there anything you would like to do during downtime?
So the only thing on my list right now would be either making some money, because I have no idea how much money Frasher was supposed to start the campaign with, but he has like 5 GP from character creation. So either making some money would be great, or finding... He's kind of hesitant to, share the book with anyone. And I guess we haven't come to the scene where you guys try to steal it from him yet. But he would like to see what he can find about this other it's a variant of common, you said, that's like French.
Oh.
Yeah, Veille common.
Right, so is that like... Is he familiar with that as a language, or...
He knows it exists.
Okay.
I gave you the option to change out a language.
Yeah, but I feel like...
I'm not saying you
if I
should,
retroactively say he knew it and then he found the book and couldn't read it at the time, it feels weird. So I'd rather, he has to figure out a way to read the book.
So the VA Empire, even the lizard men, even lizard folk would have been aware of its existence. It was the last great empire of the Wildlands, 176 years ago.
So it's kind of like our Latin, like it's a dead language that...
I feel like it's more like...
It's... What?
I feel like it's more like Old English.
More like Old English, or Middle English.
Yeah.
Yeah, not quite as ancient as Latin, but that same kind of thing where it's just like a language that, it's kind of like reading Shakespeare. Like,
right.
Maybe you could get some of it, but...
Well, I guess that's a good question. It's like how much of it. So Typho was able to get a little bit of information from reading the letter, as I recall, at least to figure out that it mentioned the Merc. Frasher hasn't even had a chance in all the dungeon fighting to even really look at the book, or it was at the piece of paper that was in the book or the letter. So after we all got out and they went back to the inn, he probably went back to the shed.
Okay.
Wasn't seen for a day or two and was off doing his own thing, and he probably rifled through that stuff at that point. If you want me to make some rolls to see what he was able to figure out.
Sure. What do you want to look at first?
So there's 3 things, right? There's the letter, there's the book itself, and then there's the piece that was in the book.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with the thing that was in the book.
Okay. Make an Arcana check.
Oh, that's gonna go great. 12.
As I described it before, it's kind of this jungle scene with a face emerging from the jungle, and looking at it makes you feel vertigo.
Right. Is that all that was on the paper? Because I do remember that, but I wasn't sure if there was also writing on it.
There is writing, but it is arcane in nature, and you just got a 12.
Okay. Fair enough.
There's writing on the back of it that makes you feel squidgy to look at. But it does seem to be written in there's runes, there's arcane runes, and there are also some paragraphs on the back of the illustration with Veille Common in Veille Common.
Okay. So
That definitely you
At
see
that-
the word the merc.
right, and I mean, like the Merc flat out told him to like figure this out. So he's gonna at that point kind of be like, okay, he needs to figure out this language problem one way or another.
To be clear, your warlock patron has assigned you a book report.
Yes. Yeah, that is exactly what happened. and just like all book reports, Frasher doesn't want to have to read it. He would really like to find the cliff notes or the movie.
Back cover it.
Watching the illustration for long enough, it begins to move.
So Frasher's in the shed doing like a magic eye puzzle for like 2 days. That's probably
If
what.
you've ever looked at old woodcut prints with the incredible detail, especially like ones for like religious texts that depict like disturbing scenes, often the longer you look at them, the more you notice. This is like that, but amped up to a supernatural level.
Right.
And whenever
Now-
you look at the illustration, you feel like you're on the verge of figuring out what it is, but you also feel like you're...
I only heard you feel like, and then you cut out.
You feel like you're on the verge of finding out what it is.
Okay.
And then you start to feel like you're falling. And that's when you put it away last time.
Right. Probably each time. He doesn't like falling.
Okay.
So one thing I was thinking about is maybe just waiting for my next level to be able to change out my invocations to get the invocation that lets me read all writing. Since you were thinking about giving me the ability to change to know the language, would you let me switch out an invocation that has never come up for the one that lets me read it?
Yeah.
And just sort of, we just kind of skin that.
Gosh, we really have spent a lot of time in game now saying that Frasher can't read Vaya Common, haven't we?
Right, but I'm saying like maybe like he stares at the image long enough that his warlock patron gives him the ability to read it.
So one of the downtime actions you can do is you can spend time studying, getting a proficiency. For example, a language proficiency.
Would you let me get that proficiency by doing some kind of weird warlocky thing, or do I have to like go to like a teacher?
I don't think the Merc is handing out Vaya Common, subscriptions to.
No, I know, but there's literally a warlock. There's literally a warlock invocation that is you can read all writing.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I have an invocation that I haven't used, which it lets me summon like a cloud of flies. And I'm saying like, since it's never come up in game, and you were willing to let me take the language anyway.
I misunderstood. Okay, I thought you were trying to do the downtime action thing.
No. What I'm saying is, I have a warlock class feature called invocations. One of them is just straight up, you can read all writing. That's the whole text.
Okay, yes, done.
Yeah?
Yep,
Sweet.
It happens.
So, somehow.
Nope. It's not going to be somehow.
Okay. I would have taken it, except I didn't expect Frasher to have to read ever.
Well, you haven't played my D&D campaigns before.
Yeah.
You fall into the illustration.
Sweet. That's exactly right.
Late one night. You look at it a little too long.
Yeah.
It grows larger and larger, past the edges of your sight. You're not sure if you're dreaming, but the black and white print begins to take on color. You begin to smell the jungle. You begin to squint into the strange light down through the leaves of the jungle. You begin to taste the smells of prey and predators on the air. And this strange experience, this dreamlike state, as you fall partway in, causes something to alter within your mind. You need to gain power. You must grow stronger, fresher. And for that, you require knowledge. Just before you jerk awake, you begin to read what is written in the patterns of the leaves, the twisting roots, and the writhing vines that cover everything in green. And you wake up in your shed at 2 a.m, wondering what the heck just happened, and reading the after patterns on your eyes, which form words as you squeeze them shut, and you change your abilities.
Sweet.
And to that end, I have a handout.
That has the translation.
It has the translation of the letter.
Oh, sweet.
Because you're going to have to do an Arcana thing to... Why wouldn't it let me... Is it because it's a pop-out? Okay, check your handouts. Everybody. Well, actually, maybe not everybody. Are you sharing this with other people?
Certainly not yet. I just woke up in the shed.
Okay.
Letter from prison.
That's it.
Oh, cool. Do you want to go on? Who's left? Did Lindsay go yet?
Lindsay.
Typha.
Typha.
Typha got real bored of sitting in the shed and watching Frasher stare at his version of a magic eye poster. And she was tired of chasing Ziklu through the city, but she also doesn't love being in the city, and she really wanted to go for that swim. So she is going to turn into a crocodile, and she wants to launch herself off the docks here and generally kind of explore the docks area, but she's also kind of interested in the tenement city over here. And what she's looking for in the docks area is she knows that eventually they're going to need to make their way into the sewers to try to fight the phantoms. So she's looking for sewer outlets, large drain pipes, things of that nature, to try to just generally kind of get the lay of the land in terms of the waterways.
Interesting. I guess make a survival check.
Okay. I don't know if it's helpful, but I do have the Wanderer background. So that's a 14 survival.
Cool. Well, you hear around town people using certain phrases, including dead as the wreck of the Vargos. Which is a funny kind of thing they say you've only ever heard here. And seems to refer to the incredibly large shipwreck. So these things that look like rocks are actually parts of a ship. This ship
So was it a particularly huge ship?
Practically city-sized.
Wow, okay.
So you see what looks like rocky outcroppings here? Those are actually the bones of a ship. And this shipwreck is covered in a shanty town, essentially. Hang on. Let me search my 50-page document here. In the remorseless waters of the bleak, cold Thunder Gulf lies the vast wreckage of the Vargos. A huge ship potentially lost during a freak storm hundreds of years ago. She's not in what you'd call good shape. It's mostly parts of it sticking up from the ocean. A most macabre sight as you get closer, swimming like a wound unwilling and unable to heal. There are things you took for rocky outcroppings that are actually masts, sticking out in crazy angles in all directions. And there are still ropes that dangle back and forth in the ocean currents. Built all along, over, and around these bones of the huge ship is a shantytown. That are seem to be kind of maybe not citizens of the city. Maybe they are citizens of the city, but they're poor people. They are down on their luck folk who cannot afford to live within the safety of the mighty fortified city.
Are they of various races, or is there a particular racial minority?
There are many different races. And in particular, you notice several half and halfers, half scales. Folk that are of mixed breed and don't seem... you may have heard of them. Folk of your kind, scaly-skinned folk, who mixed with humans. And they don't do well. They are not all there.
So
this is the most you've ever seen in one place.
So they look like a mix of like reptilian features and like
they have patches of scales. They have patches of scales on their bodies. And all in all, it kind of looks like a refugee camp that's been there too long. But the people there kind of fish in the waters and utilize the wrecked ship to build shelter on and within.
And I'm going to say she kind of likes it out here, and these people are very interesting to her. So she kind of like sits on these little outcroppings of the ship and suns herself and kind of watches people come and go. Like, does it look like these people are heading into the main city to work, or are they like entirely, is their whole community self-contained on these ships? So all of their well-being and all of that is specifically in this area.
Well, you're exploring the waterways. You definitely see them coming over to the harbors to work.
Okay.
But not so much coming into the city. A lot of the people there are kind of more comfortable on the water, like yourself. You would definitely notice there being a lot of petty crime, but nothing that indicates any connection to actually, what was your survival roll?
It was a 14. I believe.
As you explore these waterways, you would notice certain areas of the sea. This sea is called the Thunder Gulf. Around the shipwreck that seem tainted. That seem unhealthy places.
Like the water is polluted, or...
Polluted in a magical sense.
Ooh, as a druid, she really does not dig that. Okay. She definitely avoids those areas. Is this anything she's seen before?
It does seem to give her a similar feeling to the one that Frasher's objects are giving off.
Icky. Does she get the sense that if she was to assume her tiny lizard folk / kobold form, that that she'd be able to approach these people and talk to them, or does she think
Sure.
that okay. So yeah, she'll turn into her normal form, and she'll try to find somebody who looks friendly, and she'll say,
That water looks bad. What's wrong with that water?
Make a persuasion roll.
Oh, that's her forte, all right. Oh, 1 sec. It's having a hard time. It like keeps on popping up Windows. 1 sec.
Huh.
Okay. Yep.
They say, man, you guys, since the fight, except for Draco's one persuasion roll to lower the price on something, your rolls have stunk.
It's a good thing we got good rolls during the fight.
Yeah.
I'll take our terrible rolls now.
Well, that got you out of prison, so yay. Yeah, they just say it's bad magic.
Well, she kind of crinkles her
put
nose.
there by bad people.
Bad people. Ugh. It's gross. Ugh, I don't like it.
I'm trying to think if there's like a druidic knowledge sort of thing that can help her analyze the situation, but probably not. Okay. Well, she's enjoyed her jaunt here with the folks of the tenement, but she does want to comb kind of the docky area and see, were there any of those inlets into the sewers?
There are. Well, there are more outlets, really. At
Yes.
least intended to be below the surface of the water. You can get under the city and into the sewers.
Does it look like any of
you?
Okay. Does it look like any of them have been? So you're saying that they're underwater. So it's. My question was going to be if it looks like any of them have had recent foot traffic or use. But if they're under the water, obviously I doubt that that's the case.
Well, there wouldn't be
she'd be able to
footprints,
detect.
but there are gratings or things that have been broken open.
Can you make note of the ones that have been broken open on the map?
Sure. Here and here.
Okay. Well, she's gonna reunite with the rest of the group, especially as she knows Zeklu has been looking into the Phantom, and so she's going to report those 2 sites to them and mention that it could be helpful for us when we go to approach the sewers.
Okay. Well, everybody got a chance to do some downtime stuff, which is another part of this this campaign. I wanted to make sure everyone got a turn, which can take some time. But I will now, before we close things out here, I just want to ask the group, what else do you guys want to do? Going in as we close out the session here.
At some point, Akira would like to do just a smidge of shopping, but that can wait.
Typha, she's not used to trying to find druids outside of her circle, but she can she can read druidic writing, and so I think she's kind of curious to see, well, are there other druids in this very urban, unfamiliar place? And if so, do they know about the bad water? And if so, why aren't they doing anything about the bad water? They should.
Okay. Yeah, we can.
So she's kind of keeping an eye out for signs of them.
We can save that for next time. Anything else, guys?
Thrasher would presumably have read the actual book at some point.
Yes.
If you have another handout.
I don't have another handout prepped. No.
Well, we can figure out.
You've written an entire book for us, Max.
Yeah.
In French.
You can give me the high level out of band. Don't worry about doing it right now.
Well, we expect it to be available next week.
Right. Does Thrasher share the letter with the rest of the group?
Not by his own prompting. If someone asks him about it, we'll see.
Okay.
He's not just to be like, check out my letter.
All right, guys. Well, I look forward to the planning and strategy chat in our Discord through the week. We are definitely coming up on some sessions that we are going to have to miss as moving across the country happens. So I will say well played. That was a lot of fun, and I look forward to next time.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Thank you for
Great
coming
work
out,
on the boss, guys.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yep. Good night, everybody.
Which is great, everybody. Thank you.
I will say next time we will probably kick things off with the celebration of Blossom Dawn, a holiday in West Head at the end of the month of Mariko. So that should be an interesting way to start. Thank you to Jeremy, player of Breath. Thank you to M, player of Akiri. Thank you to Danielle, player of Mavra. Thank you to Kirsten, player of Bella. Thank you to Nico, player of Draco. Thank you to Corey, player of Ziglu. Thank you to Matt, player of Frasher. Thank you to Typha. Thank you to Lindsay, player of Typha.
Changing it. Don't worry about
Your
it.
name is a different order than everyone else's. Everyone else is character then player, and yours is player then character.
I can fix that.
Whereas Falanico is our share. He's just a mononym. So thank you as well to everyone who watched and joined us in Twitch chat or on the Super Commoner Discord. Good night. Thank you, the man with no screen name. Thank you, Grimslag. Thank you, Taladar, who was here earlier. Anyone else who swung by. You're awesome. Thanks for hanging out as we played some D&D. We will see. Hopefully we'll be back next week for the next episode of the Wildlands. We'll see. I think we should be able to pull it off, but we'll see. And join us throughout the week for other games as well. Good night, and thank you one last time to Taladar. Grimsack says, take care, Max, and everyone. So take care. And one last thank you to Taladar, as I play the outro video. Bye-bye. Good night.